Josh, Josh's relationship history has always been a little rocky, and that doesn't necessarily change. But I think that given everything that's happened in the past, Josh is this real opportunity to take a real look at himself and what he's doing and how he fits into the world of Younger and the world in general, right? He makes a pretty big commitment this year, which I'm excited about for him. And Josh is he's there for Liza, he's there for Maggie, he's there for Kelsey, he's there for Lauren. He's the best dude friend anyone could ask for,
What about Josh and Liza? That's a new dynamic for them now.
Yeah, and it's a special one. I think that rarely you see on television a romantic relationship between a man and a woman move to a platonic one. And I've always made it a point in my life to stay close to anyone that I've ever dated. It doesn't always work, but I've tried. And I think it's beautiful to celebrate that with these two characters. But I think there's something so familial about Josh and Liza together. Their love runs so deep that'll never go away. It's just shifting. The question is do you think Josh and Liza will wind up together? I'm just feeding you questions now in this interview. I don't know, and I don't really care, honestly. I care about Liza. I want Liza to be team Liza first and foremost. If one of these guys works out for her, cool, awesome. If not, cool, awesome.
Not the point of the entire story.
It's not. It's a cute device that's been used for the marketing of the show, right? Team Josh, Team Liza. Yeah. But that's not what the show's about at all.
How do you think Josh has evolved since we first met him?
Ooh. But if you just look at me in the first season and me now, it's a completely different person. I went from a boy to a man, I feel on this show. And I don't know, after dating Liza, there's a sense of maturity that he will forever have moving forward. And I think that's why these relationships, these quick relationships with girls his age haven't always necessarily worked.
Right.
He's just in a different place, and I'm excited to see him keep moving into the ether rather than staying on ground and being Brooklyn beer and boobs. You know what I mean?
Let's move on and talk about the book because you've got a book.
Yeah, I wrote a book. Hey now.
So talk about what was your inspiration for doing that?
Everything, all of it.
Okay. Meaning?
I've been on this real journey for some time now. We all are, right? That's not I'm not special because I don't think I'm special because I'm talking about it more than other people. It just so happens that I have a platform and my conversation is public and I am sharing my journey with the world. But every single one of us is always a work in progress. And in the work that I've been doing recently surrounding gender and sexuality, my whole world has shifted. And my position in social justice is really, really important to me. And I've carved my own area in it for myself, always first. And the book was just the natural next step. I had a podcast for a couple seasons, did really well. I learned so much from the conversations. I'm not in love with the medium, but the book for me was okay, I've been on television for X amount of years. I've been in film. I've had a podcast. My voice, my face has lived in the ether, right? But it hasn't been tangible yet. I haven't created my own body of work that people who want to can hold and keep. And that's what I did. I wrote a book in 45 days and did all the photography in the book in 48 hours and edited all of it on my phone, and within a couple months it was published.
I think the overall theme of the book is literally all of it, the entire universe, from the smallest cells in our bodies to infinity and beyond, and how everything that exists relates to you, the singular person, to me, the singular person, and how nothing exists without you. The oneness, the singularity. That's like the overall theme of the entire book. And the mantra, all of it is you, was like just gifted to me by the universe. I like came up with it and I was like, oh shit, oh my God. I mean, still every single day it rolls through my mind nonstop, and it changed everything. Because if you can start to look at everything around you and pick apart how, in one way or another, it is a mirror to everything that exists inside of you, everything's acceptable. And like nothing is disgusting. And it's just so beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. I move by it all day, every day. And so, it like the sections of the book, I mean, honestly, I just kind of closed my eyes and saw it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna divide this into 3 sections: body, earth, and universe. This is our body. This is our home. The earth. This is where we live. This is our home, and we're blasting through space at ridiculous speeds in the universe, which is our home. And it's like the book is really a celebration of ourselves and self-love, really. Falling in love with yourself first so that you can fall in love with everything around you. And the performance quality, the performance aspect of this book has really been my favorite part, because I never really thought of what it would look like once I had the book, and like, okay, when I start reading poems out of it, like I never had a plan. But one of my best friends, this poet who is unbelievable, Alok Vade Menon, I saw their show one night in New York. It's the first time seeing them perform, and they have this modulator, which is they loop all of these like sounds and voices into the modulator, and it's just performance art. And I've always thought of myself as a performance artist in one way or another, but I've never been on stage performing like this. And I bought the modulator the next day and just started experimenting, and now this show has like taken on a life of its own, and every single night's different, and I don't really know ever what's going to happen, but it's my favorite like extension of the book thus far.
So last thing, I know you were also was it yesterday, the Breaking Down the Binary panel. I would love for you to talk about just like that, what's important to you. I know that's something that you're focused on right now.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, I think all gender expression needs to be recognized and celebrated. And, the binary of gender is one construct that I'm fascinated by, and have taken the responsibility to break it down in my own life, right? And I'm just sharing my own journey. I'm not an expert on any of this shit, but I love it. And I love language. And I think language is like a really interesting part of all of the conversation. It literally is the conversation, right? I'm a poet, so I'm obsessed with how we put words together. And I think that with 71 different gender options on Facebook right now, 71 different gender options on Facebook right now, we're living in a world that like is changing so fast. But the more work that I've been doing in it, it's like this isn't new. This isn't a new trend. It's maybe new language, but gender non-conforming, non-binary people, third gender people have existed in every corner of the world since the beginning of time. And through colonialism and through its religious spread, completely wiped out, destroyed, never to be talked to again. And it wasn't until social media, the internet, where we all started finding each other again. And like, I think it's so beautiful what's happening in the world right now. And there's so much more work to be done. But like, for me, once you start breaking apart gender, this is hypothetical, theoretical conversation, right? Once you start breaking down gender, and you get to the point where it doesn't exist, if we're all the same, then what is sexuality? Nothing. Doesn't exist either. And then, as back to the book, all of it is you. It's like, it's all the same. In one way or another, it's all the same. And I think that that's just like where I am. It doesn't make total sense to me. I'm still working on it every day. It doesn't make sense to other people. That's for fucking God, sure. But I'm having a blast. and I've never been happier, you know.